Hey guys, and welcome to today's tangent on insulin resistance and what causes it and why it happens and what it does to your body. There are multiple mechanisms that can create insulin resistance. Let's talk about lifestyle first, because that's where I always go, right? So let's explain what insulin resistance is. When you eat sugar gets absorbed, or when you eat carby things and it gets converted to sugar, the sugar goes through your intestines into your bloodstream, and then from the bloodstream it has to go into cells to be metabolized, to be used as energy, and to be stored as glycogen, or it goes through your liver and gets metabolized into more usable forms like glycogen or fat. And so in order for that in order for that sugar from your blood to get into cells, you need a key to unlock your cells called insulin. So think of insulin as the keys to unlocking the doors so that sugar can go from the bloodstream into the cell, okay? Now, when you have a ton of sugar that you've just eaten, you have high blood sugar, right? So you're gonna need your pancreas to produce a ton of insulin for that sugar to get into the cells or to get into the liver to be metabolized into fat. If it goes into the muscle cells, it gets turned into ATP or glycogen. And remember, glycogen is the energy storage form of sugar in the muscles, so your muscles can use it when you exercise. Now, insulin resistance happens when you, over a long period of time, I'm going to kind of show you sugar spikes. So you eat tons of sugar and you have this massive spike, and then insulin kind of brings down your blood sugar, okay? And you eat tons of sugar again, you have this massive spike, and your body is flooded with insulin so that all that sugar can kind of go back into the cells. And this whole spiking thing over decades creates a lot of inflammation on your body, because your body loves homeostasis. And what homeostasis is a functional / optimal range that the body likes to work in. The body does not like insulin spikes like this. The body likes insulin spikes like this. So after a period of time, what happens is when you have these massive insulin spikes, your body will interpret that as a stress response and start resisting insulin. Now, this is because of a whole bunch of biological chemistry that's a little bit over my head, but I've kind of spoken about this a little bit with the high fructose corn syrup and the fructose being metabolized by the liver. So there is that molecule called JNK1 that promotes insulin resistance. So your body will produce insulin, but because of JNK1, the insulin will not be able to unlock the doors for the sugar to go into the cells. So massive sugar spikes, insulin spikes, means your body resisting its own insulin. Your body resists its own keys to unlock the doors later on. So what happens when we have that blockage? What happens when we have that backlog where your body isn't utilizing insulin? Well, you're just swimming in sugar in your blood. So when you have high blood sugar, it triggers a lot of autoimmune responses and inflammation. Autoimmune issues plus inflammation equals decay and disease. Your body does not like these things. So what kind of decay and disease are we talking about? Everything under the sun. Thyroid issues, adrenal issues, gut issues, brain issues, joint issues, muscle issues, you name it, it's there, okay? So we don't want these insulin spikes. We want to make sure we are eating foods that have high fiber, low sugar, so that that fiber can help bring down that insulin spike, because fiber holds onto the sugar and allows it to slowly release into the bloodstream so that you're having more of a wave and not like these massive mountain peaks, okay? Now, the second thing that can cause insulin resistance is so what happens is when you are stressed, your adrenals produce something called norepinephrine and epinephrine. And what those two hormones do is they increase insulin, and they increase your blood pressure. Why? Because when you are stressed, and back in the day when we were stressed, we were normally running away from lions and tigers and bears, right? So we needed our blood pressure to go up so it could transport oxygen to all of our cells. And then we needed our insulin to go up so it could transport glucose to all of our cells, because oxygen plus glucose equals ATP. ATP is energy. And so, but here's the thing now with modern day society and modern day stress, we are stressed out and we're sitting at a desk while we do it, or we're stressed out and we are zoning out to Netflix. So we have massive insulin spikes because of our stress. So it's bringing in a lot of glucose into, we have the insulin spikes, and then we have another hormone that converts or brings blood sugar back into it brings sugar back into the blood. And then you're just kind of swimming again in your own sugar, right? And that sugar is just floating around in your blood, causing inflammation and causing autoimmune issues. So what do? How do we fix insulin resistance? Well, there's 3 things. First, stop stressing, right? Easier said than done. Let's start meditating, guys. Like, meditation is important. Start sleeping, you guys. Sleep is so important. If you can't sleep, try CBD. I just posted something today of another person using CBD and had like a really good night's sleep. So use a really gentle aid to help you sleep, as well as stress management. And then third, and what I think is, I can't say most important, but it's also very important, is stop eating sugary foods. Stop with those blood sugar spikes and those insulin spikes. Your body does not thrive when we treat it that way. So be careful with your sugar intake, because that means that your body is careful with the insulin production. We want to make sure that when our bodies produce insulin, it's within a really healthy range so that we don't become resistant to it again. Because like I said before, homeostasis is like the golden mode for your body. When your body goes out of homeostasis over and over and over again, it gets angry because it has to utilize more substances in your body to bring it back down to homeostasis again. And that's it. Another thing with insulin resistance to help your body to reverse it is to incorporate intermittent fasting. That will really give your body a break from insulin spikes and valleys, and it will help your body to slowly utilize all of its carbs and its fat stores. So there you go. Stress, stop eating sugary foods, intermittent fasting. And good luck, guys, if you are suffering with this kind of stuff.